TV. Oyerepa TV. It's Oyerepa TV. Oyerepa TV. The number one. Oyerepa TV. Oyerepa TV. The station that makes me feel so happy. Hey, Oyerepa TV. Oyerepa TV. The number one. Oyerepa TV. Oyerepa TV. The station that makes me feel so happy. Hey, Oyerepa TV. Oyerepa TV. The number one. Oyerepa TV. Oyerepa TV. The station that makes me feel so happy. Hey, Oyerepa TV. Oyerepa TV. The number one. Oyerepa TV. Oyerepa TV. The station that makes me feel so happy. Hey, Oyerepa TV. Oyerepa TV. The number one. Oyerepa TV. Oyerepa TV. The station that makes me feel so happy. Hey, Oyerepa TV. Oyerepa TV. The number one. Oyerepa TV.
For Yama Obibia Akua Edeba Oyerepa TV. So you do your OBT agenda. That is Oyerepa breakfast time agenda. Within at the Kwesi Parker Wilson. And I pray they will for some of the doors. But we'll try as much as possible. Nothing now. Even before I introduce you my guest, of course, my usual guest, Kaboyaba. Washani African print, come on. That's a nice shit to have there. Come on. Mami fa happy birthday. Emfama. Yeah, economist of Basho Yuso. Yeah, Dr. Eric Bimpomba. If I was say the second fruit, that is the second born Papa Yaw Chubesi Bimpong of Immaculate Heart of Mary School. It's Papa Yaw Chubesi Bimpong. Our Papa de Dr. Eric Bimpong, economist of Bashir we saw. I mean, it didn't come on. Your dad says your mouth, happy birthday. It's Papa Yaw Chubesi Bimpong this morning of Immaculate Heart of Mary School. No, your mouth, happy birthday from your dad. Your siblings, your friends, happy birthday. Of course, and from us, Oyerepa TV, yes, about a happy birthday. Pipe on the same Yankopon Beboao. Nafe, we be a person you're assassin, and Nabo Amakwaye and Yama. So from your dad, once again, he's wishing you a happy birthday. Now, I'll pay Kaboyaba. Now, in Seminole. There's something that just came up this morning and I make up more some. You're a Santehene. In Sambia, what can't about free as a chessino. Or say John Mahama and any NDC and any education minister. Challenge is never free as a chessino. So, Munti means to be a simple matter. There are challenges. So, there are three things he mentioned. One, feeding. The intimate feeding crowd income. Two, accommodation challenges. And then 3, academic calendar as is as you go school 3 days, 4 days. I mean 1 month. The next minute you hear they say you call from 2, they say you call from 3. So academic calendar na start. Means of so these are the 3 things that he's mentioned. Of course, Dr. Akua Dampari. And also over the weekend it's in a course. So there's a new IGP. IGP Yono. One Association over board. So we'll look at why the NDC perhaps decided to say IGP through when knowing very well that we'll do the retirement age. What's happening? Well, we'll get to talk about that. Then gold board, their concerns is a gold board now be Bema Galamse Nakosomo under the NDC. There was an MP, Afano Southwest Member of Parliament, Elvis Osei Mensah raised that concern critically. Although he's been in the industry, showing what it is, it's a good board media. It's going to encourage a lot of people to do Galamse. But this morning, we'll get time and talk about it. Security for now, we'll be here, but let me introduce first Kabori Waha. Mahmoud Kabori, a dean, Ashanti region. NDC communicators or her and the Anope. Onya, Akaba. Let's say.
Alhamdulillah. Nice. Oh, so far so very good. Allah was it.
I like your shirt. Come on.
Ghana order.
Ghana would, of course.
That's right. You call it. You are rocking yours.
It's you ever call IGP? Now. You're quite deep in the first. Now, I'm expecting Richard Achiman or NPP communication team member. But since Kabori is here, we'll start with him because I'm case in Abba. Who deal with Tim and Zana, Richard. But you mentioned videos, maybe. After we heard about the IGP, say you know. Let's look at some of the events. Of course.
Hey, what is this?
On met à des filles, on met papa à des filles. La trace. Ah, parce qu'on me comme ici. Hey, et puis si là. Hey,
This my birthday. This my birthday. Come on. Kwesi, hey, what's this going on here?
Right, so these are some of the scenes about so far after the major shake-up on the security service in them. It's in a IGP Kwa and Sesano, Meka Dr. George go for Dampari, the chief officer. There's a new person, the Ghana Immigration Service. There's a new boss, and fire immigration police. There are new bosses. You know. And I give him Kwam and so that's the major shake up our cost within the last few days. The NDC administration, Richard Ababedu, Richard Ajimano, Wabedu, our MPP communication team, Richard Akwaba. Fantastic. Now, Mesha say also Kaboy, because I mean, one of my this latest appointment here, some say that Dampari as a competent man, because we share. The Juma or to enhance police visibility near the day. Ghana crime a call from near the day. It's an identity and a Jomama, knowing very well that this is a man or born homodyne as a police officer, as an IGP, will be in the for the other.
My end was an opina, a mama basso, Jumaswamudi. Na yɛmfantie mu droma motifo no mohwefo all over the globe wono ajebre ne adaje ne di dwumade anopai mamemfo afidi kesi so mfa kai bosron kuma santeman se Ghana Water Company amma yinsu no binom no se nsisi sonko bi ebekoso e obare kesi nti abusuafo e wo fenso kuma se metro ene ne environment nyina no ene inu ebedum nso no kakra na yayesansisi no nyina is about installation of certain pipelines at Swami roundabout a bit more boost full capacity nsuwa metro no here na yɛ de amakumasefo nti wanne ene wɔkyena na sa dwumadi no ɛbɛkɔso na hwie be kuada kusi anwumre ne ya wodade na esa restore to servicing the Ghanaian people nti yehunu sɛ nsuo no ɛma na ayensiesi esronko a ebebo asanteman ene kumase mame enche ndi se busuako nyina no pai Rapaka. No kwasem ne say ye Ronaldo free ball mama Pepe bebo bi ne nkyerɛ sɛ Pepe ya de sin Ronaldo. Abrebia ne directions are come. Nti asante sɛ ne kusi de ne kraman na chi no. The current direction of this country no president now will discern him no feel say there is a need to use a different set of people. Na yetimi achieve a target aim. Ninji ne say it has to do with money obi aye. And now time will be.
And yes, you don't change the winning team.
It's just a direction of the country. So we Ronaldo no ball hat trick no you know confer Pepe mebo. Maybe now you need to strengthen your defense. Enti ora dampare yetna habo ne de mboni a ye tiafo. Aye de obetumi aye bia. But omampani feel sempempen so ye dro no. And in the direction of the country no. We need a new set of people. In fact, in the entire country, see a new direction. I don't think police service as an institution says they do not want a new direction. And of course, it's evident in the after announcement jubilation. I don't subscribe to those things, but sometimes whatever that was happening in the police service and room to room was that was there no cry a certain point at Ghana for say, hey, beer. Now, the police service, in as much as they appreciate the leadership of Radam Pareno, they are much more appreciative to the new leadership of Abba. Any process for Ghana for year, and say, new driver na idea man, support to the Radam Pareno. Yet the Bama also now wabo and qua a Japade, one Martin telling law and order. That's all we ask
so
for.
Is it the case that Dampa must sound because he said, okay, the new direction of president in the corner, Buffy said, yeah, he's not the man to drive that direction. And now say, what is sounded because of the internal wrangling that now say, a police for now, are you doing with different Dampa? Which is which?
Medical catchers and new procedure. Whatever
the rationale behind
among them,
right.
But I said, Penny, looking at direction now, I feel say a different person, different perspective, different vision, different fresh ideas, and a bit me push you to that direction. Now you drew your baby a person your conontemwa. Me no why say maybe many woman Penny, but to your friend is saying that you and until let's support, just like we have supported all your friend is saying appointments and our direction of Penny. I don't know why I'm parading your topic because just like you said, immigration there is a new direction, fire service there is a new direction, your friends say prison there is a new direction, and clearly it is not about an individual or just one institution. It is about a resetting agenda where you need fresh ideas, fresh perspective. And as COP Tete Christian, you know, as you may know him, an operational man, and share the track record of police munina near my way. Abrobe Commander Kakao Gritaka knew what he did. Sometimes in a country, when you're an IGP or you're more of an administrative person, now when you're one that is more of operational, you know the difference. Prevailing challenges, less of an administrative issues and more of operational. And you need someone with strong operational background. Push the future of this country to Oyerepa. We should not question the judgment of president. And of course, the Council of State in Bamua say we have cause for alarm. But the whole team made up of even former IGP, former Speaker of Parliament, former Chief Justices, and I say, okay, per this direction, they will kind of papa, Ghana for you so new IGP asane. Na nisho di hunwa or the police service. Titru see a bo ni pankwa hombai. Na afi so ye hwe ni abo japade hombai. Ye de peperepa you be sisi obi law and order abba society. That is our home. That's our main point. yes on asene wa achieve na year ngiri say ye ma nyina ade ba ko mampani kan ye na ye mani so it's about improving the welfare of the police service. Say motivated police is an active police force. And say we nipa no or you motivated and you man kitin work naturally to die off. In as much as I say on share or more welfare no. Now or so it through the challenge to him. Say corruption tag na idea about police service. Say your perception, say reality. On when you who be na winning off. Say a empire winning of some microphone na intimi protect unim the motto of the police service with integrity.
Of course,
and this kobaze the kataje project kan tem bia ebo mo dia that is integrity no hono atonsumu enti
so Kabo is making the point about the possible dismissal of IGP, basically based on the new direction that your company there's a security shake-up across the country. South African Immigration Service, Fire Service, Prison Service, including the police service. Dr. George Okudapai, but he has issued a statement making the point that he's always ready to serve in any capacity in Ghana, because on the Ghana and also now, Richard, ready? We say more number of person we need that. It's John Mahama or the Bancha Bonguma. But this is a man before the election cry. There were countless rumors. Some of the NPP police officers, including George Alex Bensamo, Superintendent JB, and the Commander Sai, who didn't know what concerning the day. I just said, I'm person we in front. So John Mahama, why is that already? And they send it, but the Bancha Bonguma Mamwana, where's that?
Baka. Mamenda wasi. Nifanchia mamini akawoli.
Right.
Kusunapo majimere shwe yanopei. Nifanchia Ghana wampenyi dada. His Excellency Nana Dankwe Kufa. Nifanchia Nabadi HD, former Vice President of the Republic. His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Minia Saturday Yemia Dr. Kwatin Fuku. Dr. Kwatin Fuku is a lecturer at the KNUST, senior lecturer. When in MP, Mazon Kwanta MP, Honorable Fuku, Omoma Mifi, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia by Bene Womo, Ayo, Yampanchama Bushan for Asidama Bushan for Umtimikuja and Panchama Honorable CJ Mensabusu, any Benard Kibusiako, the original chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Panchama. Minya Anopei, the Omampani Assistant Security Heads. Mijidi say Ghana, a constitution, a man of quine. Say, or no officers and security heads, even though in the Pebino court, say almost interpretation of certain.
And before John Mahama 2024, time now rumors in the bar say, even no, just to put it in proper context.
Say almost interpretation of that. Anope with TV almost say the attempt to remove the removal of the former IGP, Iradam Pareno.
Contemptuous. Contemptuous.
I tell the old camera for me.
We are your very government. That has been his argument. Say contemptuous.
3 years maintenance we maintain could. Me can say opposite. Intimina. Na ono anasema na me de bia meka say we see if you nyansa e guide pa na nanom nsemo maka kire kwan no mpaso anom ne yakasa nyina ne guide nse wo be kai anoma ene ntampe homa ne achichidi asem na ye reading wo book bi say na tatama anoma Asiedua no so awoyi didi no na achichidi da ase achichidi nso ye quiet bo se wo hye nase ene wo ka kire
anoma said
ono wakasa anoma anti wo ka kire ntampe homa mom se onka kire anoma se onya de wo ye
na dia sembeba
anomase empano so ni nim se ba obi hu ya bofo ebo anoma baby anoma beto na achichide da ho so bofo so wo tutu wo abo a or rashi because odi agro kakra bi obepre ayira so ko ye na wo kofa anoma na achichide Obofo nso eso niyama dada. Ofa no ma, ofa achidie. Grofo me yi omu de. Ene ma mentwa ntampe homa. Na memfa nchichiri wo mu mienu mu. Na memfa ntumi ekenten so se de be ya metimi du madu. Na mpanyimfo so obi ama na yesa bi. Ti duru ba bi na se wo take decision bia. Ya no wadwene ye wo se wo ye wo aponche. Dan aponche ba wo de ne hu twidan ya. Na dwene ye se wo ye woni. Wo de den to nim so no ana ready na ya wo se. Me ka chiri yenu ya dampare. Ti nyame ye na dom na se wo san nya appointment bia. Onye adwuma with clear conscience.
When you more clear conscience.
Meaning, but
you are impugning a motive. But because you are doing a motive.
Anti-meba, meanwhile, I am the police administration. Umuo utaye poti intia yeti police.
Right.
Utaye ni pa ni say umbobo omayi mu. What did they do? Is security home by. So, when you for eduma, a police for eduma. Say a external idea is for it, but they buy internal idea.
Yeah, domestic security.
We IDP. Major focus and it's a obobo or minor security home by. Inti, let us assess that. Say, Oman by Dampale at a critical juncture where he had to protect the security and the sanctity of the state with me.
Another one, yeah.
Never.
There's a question to you.
Me perception. Kwa ye kasa chire enkofo. Inti said the obi a me kama se we are no ma judge. If omampanyin no ayem from so then up to nipa because wo mutie no bebre nso onim de eche. Privilege we ni nya ne abetena ne.
Right.
Anti enye force so say wo kan we are na wo de wadwene aka say. You see. Minua. Wo hwe the recent elections here. Dampale. You could see clearly say there was a breakdown of security.
There was a breakdown of security
Completely.
In this election?
Yes.
2024?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. There was complete breakdown.
What makes you think there's a complete breakdown
of even after the election, how many people died? Anybody knows anywhere? I think the concern at stage man is the same concern at Obuasi. What did they mention? When police were clearly instructed not to use even the minimum force now, to do anything so that because we are police need no, not because he doesn't want to do it, not because we intimidate, but because of the fear of Dampale. Statement no work. We know the security has because Dampale insisted, say he is the chairman of the Security Council, Election Security Task Force. And that the honor canon should be followed. And my security has been so okay, you go ahead and do what you want to do. And do agree.
Give us what Chess said. The violence that occasioned the year election 2024. Dampale.
TMA.
No, I'm asking a direct question. No, because Obi show.
And it
could be that interpretation.
It could be that interpretation. So, that is why I said the interpretation. Paka, I've told you.
Clarify the matter.
I've told you the final interpretation belongs to the individual. They are as wise enough to understand what I'm saying. So my main concern after the elections, Dampale say. And yet the current IGP, COP Yawuno, during the elections, one no deputy IGP in charge of operation. He felt say any man and name. So on no ankasa I dispatches some police officers on his own variation as
with that consulting IGP.
Yes. Because he
felt that amount to disrespect. Insecurity. You listen to your command.
It is never true. It is never true. Don't go there. Insecurity. What did you mean? There's difference between an assistant and a deputy. What did you mean? That is why your ACP and your DSP. We are assistant superintendent of police. Only deputy superintendent of police. A deputy does not take instructions from his boss.
Really?
Yes, insecurity. Because we don't want a situation now boss no betimi ay compromise no obey instructing the deputy ni say ko yesi amana ye. So security there ye ma omo an independent of mind said ye be ya. Say if we percent or come to omampanyini a na oka the deputy ni betimi aka say menye.
Well, this is new to me.
Not an appointing authority. I'm not going to do this to the president. Enti wo to obi ya wo deputy a untimi nyina di. Wo deputy onya adwuma ma wo. Wo assistant eye adwuma ma wo. Wo deputy enti ne ni deputy president by your vice president, your assistant president. But if you had a deputy president, what did they make sure no? And go betimi aye na adwuma without consulting the president. If we feel say what the president is doing does not conform to the norms of the Omaini,
you know, as a deputy IGP general, so no one possible.
We elections, you know, without consulting the same say police council, without consulting the police council, no, IGP Dampale says on what transfer is uncle for no, I will what transfer. That case is in court. Uncle for no court. Here, can say. They're in court. Say transfer no. Woman TSC because they were assigned by somebody who was in charge of operations.
I see.
Who was in charge of operations? Enti na oma sa ranko we nyina e kosoa. What did they mean no? Na oma police service no ehunu say as a suppression. Any niema e kosoa. That is why when he was going, you know, I don't support that, and I would never support that. The waba fufuri won hwe no ye because it's a betrayal of trust. Say police for no be no. They didn't woman show professionalism, woman show the integrity of the service. It is wrong for them to have done that, particularly on Kambla. Seeing people as far as COPs dancing. That is wrong. But Tampale cause them.
It's what can no one say me and make carbon they be a direct question. So your first event was that the damper or chair when you put for fra on your with clear conscience. That's number one.
Yes.
Number two, then you made the point about election way, you know. There was a lot of issues of course. The insecurity of course on the other day. Damper I mean probably should be all responsible for that. What cut to win in Aboma? Do you therefore want to say that Dampire as an IGP was not effective and efficient?
Oh, effectiveness and efficiency. There are certain aspects of your friend is say police service here. You can't. No man is 100% efficient.
Right.
What did you mean?
Right.
Ibia unya ni sinto baby. Ena unya na ho den baby.
Right.
If a man for we say na ho den no. Ebia ni sinto no overway na ho den no. What did they make? Next we na no problem. Particularly so. I mean can no craba control. When the president would want to protect the next elections for himself. Two things that a man for so can wa abontin. Maybe will be kula can be chirem. And he say Dampale was an aide camp to President Moss.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm a one.
No, that's true.
So certainly kwa go ndo ko Dampale beko. President Mama will not trust. Again, one of our elections are when him so no one kasano. Oh, being the aide camp to President Moss, oh, nyani favorite. Enti, what me I we Claudia ya Kufuado appointed wa. Why can't you?
I don't. They know Yakufado.
Oh, come on.
They don't know Yakufado.
Oh, come on. Meaning.
That baby, Richard, you can't be making sweeping statements and saying the
who doesn't know?
No, you can't be making sweeping statements.
Dampale was completely out of touch during the elections.
No. What do you mean out of touch during the election? What do you
because mean? Decisions are a war. Decisions are a war police service in United is being taken by the police council. Now are implemented by the Ghana Police Service. So when the decision is taken by the police council, which of course was chaired by the vice president. What did they do? Now implementation abba what did they do? The only time that we needed the ultimate decision of Dampale was during the elections when he was made the elections task force. The chairman of the council was a candidate. There you failed. So logically.
So you think that Dampare worked against the interest of the NPP in these elections?
Not the interest of Ghanaians.
No,
during the elections,
against the interest of the NPP.
During the elections, Dampare was a failure.
He didn't work against the interest of the NPP.
Interest of
what's in Nodi Akufo?
Because because Akufo was the president. Akufo was not the MP. He said in time without number. Said we're not. What he would do is what he Anamibwa.
What would do what?
He did a lot of wrong things. Dampare is somebody who could arrest a member of parliament, a sitting member of parliament. Anamibwa. Stika air court parliament. Almost were fan chain. Dampare boys chain.
No, don't digress. They tell election.
Xavier Sasu at the car for Ubinasu Medina. Dampare Anchino. So you could see clearly the direction of Dampare and Dampare boys.
You don't pay MPP. On pay by that.
Media minim. The minim say Dampare was somebody who was protecting power for himself. But was quick to divide power for others.
Okay.
Over Ashanti region. So, deputy IGP. Deputy IGP. Dampare was crying here. Say, I didn't hear deputy IGP dividing the power. What did they mention? But over Ashanti region, Dampare Ashanti North, and we Ashanti South. And so who was the power of what was the power of the regional police commander? Then we teach him by IGP Kwanu. Now, yes,
it's in the Kamari. If you listen carefully to Richard, clearly not getting like we Dampare through because he worked in your favor. Or you're no much editor by and send my gun about top man MPP. And I'm about disappointed. You're full Dampare.
That's a matter you can attest to in the law court.
Well, I mean, that's the concern he's raising.
So you don't base on OB allegations.
You won't do this as
two question too.
No, but one thing he said about elections, after elections, there were a lot of security breaches, security issues.
When about 8 people died in 2020 election, why didn't they sack Opombuano in 2021 January? You see, man must live by principle. Say I'm not here to hold brief for Dampare. I am a citizen. Dampare yenipa onye sorabofo. Waye na famu de asumo my Ghana. De ko yie Ghana fo ani tria. De anko yie se bibi anko yie no se Ghana fo ani mu asem a. We've got to a level as a country. Mampeni Otis feel say we need a different direction as far as the security is of concern. A Biakas police IGP for Fraba. That is what I know. Finito. Asiedua wa yemfamano. So buobu wa isha no one. If you say the gravity of Sasobono was because the kind of allegation I was on I am tempted to restrain myself because Sebi also obesumi.
I'm surprised with you say that.
One of the innovation at Dampare that Obi our community police in Ase was breaking this a big region like Ashanti region into pieces, making policing and visibility very easy for everyone.
There's a central command.
What is so? It's about power.
So there has to be a central command.
It's about power and no more about the safety of the ordinary Ghanaian. When someone can easily come from Mampong. But it's not innovative.
There's commander to Drobon.
It's not innovative. So what does it? Me obite way back at data no.
Yeah.
Now when you say more been to now reinforcement commander real all the way from Kumasi when someone can easily come from Bekwai. Like I said, I'm not here to hold a brief for Dampare. Mahama thinks there is a new direction. And you see, Sahani Manua, where Mills boy, Mahama Nini Ade. Police in the police in be a political party and a politician be boy.
No, they say you can't deny that.
Is it a good justification?
Say police in the MPP police you can't deny that.
So whoever is an aide or a police officer to a president is that president's boy. Why are you people having different definitions for people? Oh yeah, Ghana near awesome. And in Mahama na president now also aide obesum. Ochina Akua obesum, Ochina Baumi obesum. It doesn't make him Mahama boy. even politically, internal political politics.
Because I don't want to spend my time on this.
Politically, I'm for me, milk boys. This are black animal. Have they been sidelined?
So they are politicians.
Have they been sidelined?
Because he's
so I say
because he's an MP.
Hold on.
And you take up so.
Mokaza, mama yenkasabi. So what I say. Me, enyame na meko kan someone na lote Jacobs ki kan share na no. Enyame na meko kan someone Akua Asiedua ho ki kan share na no. Paula focus way. He who comes for equity must come with clean hands.
But it's not because of that. Is it up to so you remember this issue about police being NDC MPP. You remember, sir, Peter Chobu, not your executive secretary, to appear to. When he decided, and these are concerns on the appear to free as an IGP, sir, the executive secretary, sensitive meeting, he couldn't detect that the man was an NDC man. And when Peter Chobu decided, say, or contested as a member of parliament on the ticket of the NDC, go your executive secretary to the IGP as a police officer.
Is there any law in this country that says, once you're a police officer, you must not do politics, Anna? Is there any law that says
a police officer, you must remain a police officer?
No. Doing outdoor politics is different from association. And the constitution is supreme to any other law. The constitution says freedom of association. Until because me executive secretary to IGP, I don't have my freedom of association. Even the electoral commission vote, and they vote for a political party. So what is the argument?
So the insult.
That's the argument.
It was neither.
What is the argument? Huh?
I see. Okay, but the question I'll be asking you is IGP Dampari, Jomama Yini Fue, do you think is the best? And it's not the best. How do you rate him? About Homading. And about Homading is a question I'll be asking you this morning. And be fun as I enjoy the conversation. Richard, you wanted to say a minute or two beyond this one after your call.
I'm saying Mahmoud. Say law. We cannot prove something in the court of.
Yeah, say that okay,
men can't.
You've not been able to even substantiate it better.
Substantiate what?
They say clarity. I'm not giving
clarity on what?
Say he worked against the Indian MPP in the election. These are allegations.
He worked. Were failed during the elections. Where was the interest of the MPP during the elections? The elections. Police had a duty. That's your friend said, Yastika, you didn't measure the performance of the police service. And I said that was a failure. And also, he worked against. Kind of say, and that police for now or more. They have the right to do what they want. And even the electoral commissioner votes. And the in someone or more kafa Jin Mensan. Ateni someone or kafa police near or ne IGP. No, enyans and some no. And it's any money no.
Alex
Mensano. Nese Nina Nebo Payo, no money, papa. No money, papa say, any day. We kept saying, say, and me Jidi say, overcame massive women. Catch was even Yenina Susano, no be our team. But a young referee, I'm an Edicotocone has match. And I'm a boy, not Odini, the Nipadie. The only time a man for because one idea is when Obama bias a date. And I'm a boy. So, moving around, free drop so. No about it. Come say Atlanta fe no become to police force so say omu yesi MPP for so se ba ye wie ya Mahmoud what can the say afedi e no any justification for somebody to have gone to but sir nipa ya ne obo ni din what is his name Peter Chobu
yes
now we in charge of training. And most of his trainings, you saw the video.
Of course, we see all of the videos.
I want to say he was clearly showing biases against the government of the day.
I see.
Completely. You saw most of the video. What the police for training now. All cyclone.
I see.
That's when some way no Minia Mahmoud. Nadia, who can come as a beer, who have them was Kaba Muntina.
Your bomb was on your appointment.
I says, I know the boy is in Mahmoud for a jar to Abraham. Obama.
I said, Mama, refugee board is a refugee board.
Yeah,
the refugee board. Right. And you know, your bomb palmer, a yaka boy. So because he can say well, I mean, you can say well.
As for that, he's a gentleman.
My classmates
party a woman name, but
Mahmoud, and that is your opinion. But my classmate back who was last week, and I'm not so my points, and we're the same classroom actually. Former and DC, you know, always when you're post exactly. So that's fine. It's a for the pay the IGPD, you know. What's your take on that? Do you think the police for the year? And I say, yeah, we should catch him. Say, normally, yeah, now IGP was showing on Macadam Parry. It's a straight as by Juma. Police no more.
That Pali boys, no nobody.
If you are trap service for about 5 years, I say promote too. But Ono was looking more of competence. So we by Juma and not just say, but time I say promote two. Yeah, promote two with a Jumana so yellow. They won't even get one of the promotion the kitchen. That's why a lot of people promotion a kitchen. So I mean I don't know how true this is, but that's the information I got over the weekend. You know, let me know your thoughts on the IGPDA. If I show Mumbo good body day, because I'm saying it's and that's so cost. May share the time because you were too far casting me 9%. We see who can number we tell them this uncommon because me no work a year finishes was several I will show you so. And you was something in a casa. Was it? Yeah, VSHS in Rome. Okay. So the production team say yeah, VSHS. Because you see, you are something. And Richard, I'm happy you're here because no, you can't SHS, VSHS was several. I'm going to read verbatim. Because verbatim, I'm quoting what he said. Men can't change. Or say, if the students will go to school under VSHS policy and would not be fed due to food shortage, face accommodation challenges, and vacate after a few days in school, then it will be better to cancel the policy. Or it can be reviewed for those who can afford to pay for it. You know what? And you are something I just to say. There were issues with food shortages. If there are not issues with food shortages, all come once. There are issues with accommodation challenges. Like all come once. Issues about trying to go to school 1 month, 3 weeks. Yeah, mama can't have 3 years. All come once. And then all catch anything for the cowboy the party say. So one to man can be an indie. One to mama baby papa na. Na sa kana me kana na ye no ho komsi komsana. Mo hwara mo sisi ni dia. Yen twa policy no mo. Do you agree to nya ye was something na ki?
You say I took a course on Nakas. Nana me boom. Wakasa on Wakasa bipu. What did they major? I took a course Wakasa. Don't take it later. Say a Casabia. Your back campaign or my moa. What did they major? Ena inipa bi say enkura no omunye aduane enkura bi inipa bi say enkura no ye mu baabi na what did they major inipa bi say enkura no mo na mo keka ansem bebrebe ena mo de share mo manifesto o mampanyin no wugina baabi kura ka say sa enkura no anye den wo ba wo discover my headmasters na o makoto se aponchi nam kura o makoto no odum Mumu di amount, edidi come ye into each other. What did them do? In team, my catch was saying, as we speak, you've given directives. It me ma go whisker among the 8 more baby. What did them do? Even if it's a contingency money, within the next day, tell masters and say, Munjiska, we move feeding because a common idea you to each other. The status quo remain. Until today, 2 months into your administration, and grand that's what you are. Situation now, kind and one. So you accept that there was a situation like that. Now, to Ujitum there was a situation like that. No, me back. I said what Ujitum, yes or no? May catch that will say, Debbie Richie. Ujitum. Baka, what do you mean? Yes, I will say transfer. May catch that will say, I accept to say there may be challenges with the program. Time without number. And I also told you, say you want to be a say even in Sukuran or Benma, the opportunity to be in the classroom will make him better than being in the street because you are off one part, some crowd of fear.